Hi, this is Melanie DewBerry again. In my last video, I was talking about spiritual tourism and how most of the world panders to the 97% of the population. And then there's the 3%, there's you, who really wants to do the deeper work of spirituality, that doesn't want to skim the top of spirituality, but really wants the depth, doesn't want to play in the Play-Doh of spirituality and do the cut and paste that most of the world is being trained to do. I don't even know that they want to do that as much as they're being trained. And then there's the 3%, the little small group of people that really want to do the work and to go deeper. So I just wanted to talk about my thoughts about how do we actually go deeper? You know, we read the books, I've got a stack of books I've read around spirituality. We go to the retreats and we do the workshops, and they're all valid. But, how do I want to say this to you? But I really think that in order to do the work, you really need to have some sort of guide. You need to have an elder, a Sherpa, someone to take you up the mountain. Someone who knows what it really is to humble oneself so that they can be split open and remade again and again. I know for myself, I've been with my elders, Pablo and Andrea, for a little over 25 years, I believe now, and some other people as well. And I continue to work with them directly and indirectly, because spirituality isn't something that I believe that is done alone. I really truly believe that level of depth, that level of attunement, that level of getting to know the great mystery, what my chief Joe Chasinghorse would call the great mystery, God, the creator, whatever your word for it is, to know that within yourself really takes a community. It really takes a group of people to band together who are holding each other, not necessarily accountable, but holding each other in fierce love, in deep reverence, and seeing our way through to our own benevolence. I just don't know that it happens alone. I think there are people who have instances where they actually come into a situation in which they become enlightened. But those are far and few. The rest of us, that's definitely not me. I wish that had happened to me and I'd been enlightened, or maybe I don't wish, I don't know. It hasn't happened, so I can't tell you whether I wish or not. But for the average person, for most of us, it really does take a village. So if I were going to give you any thought, any advice, any instruction, it would be to find your right community, the community that's really held together, not just the community of a retreat like I do. I do retreats and we build community, and maybe they stay together, I don't know. But a community of people that are really held together by an elder or a group of elders and wisdom, and people who will hold you accountable. Absolutely. I said not before, but I'm also saying hold you accountable to do your work. When I talk to the people that come to my programs or who work with me, what I try to as I'm vetting them to see if they're right to work with me, is to really describe to them, you're going to have to bow down low. Not to me, but to this ground, to Mother Earth. You're going to have to get down and humble yourself. You're going to have to learn about who you've been and to release that so you can become the great mystery that I know that you are. And so when I say bow down low, I think of that in terms of the sweat lodge. And when I enter the sweat lodge, there's a small opening, and you can Google sweat lodge if you don't know what that is. I'm not going to go into that now. But there's a small opening on the earth, on Mother Earth, that we crawl into. It's on the dirt. And, one time we had I can't remember if it was a man or woman, it might have been a mixed sweat. And I think it was a man, waddled in like a duck into the sweat lodge. And my elder, pushed him down on the ground. He says, when you come into this ceremony, you get down on your knees. You pay your respect to Mother Earth. There's no way he would have known that on his own. And it has a humble way of entering into ceremony. So, I'm just kind of giving you an example. But this is what it is to really dive down deep. You can read all the books. I've said this before. You can slather on the quotes. You can write all the articles. You can go to all the retreats. But I'm telling you, if you're really wanting to do your own deep dive, find your tribe. Find your people. Find those elders who have been in this path 20, 30 years. You see, we're an impatient group of people. I am. I know that I'm impatient. I got that iPhone. I want that instant gratification. Give me that Prime delivery service in 2 days. Give me that Zappo next day service. I know that I'm impatient. And I've been in some ways trained to be impatient. And that's something my elders will not partake of. When my medicine man tells the creation story, it takes 7 days, not 30 minutes, not 5 steps. So when you're looking for your elders, there are going to be the people that slow it way down. Just like it is out into the real world, in the earthy world, where the roots are grounded into Earth Mama. It all takes time, that they're going to slow it way down. Just like giving birth, it takes 9 months. Nothing's going to be rushed. And they're going to take you through your own process and guide you. Not by telling you things, not by giving you instructions, but by you watching your elders, observing how they're living, and you looking and noticing what that living, what that style has created for them, and you start taking it on yourself. That's the way we've always done it. That's the way we've always lived. Whatever culture, Irish, Native American, African American, whatever culture, we've always done it that way. And then we entered schools where we learn things, and we think if we read something, we know something. And we think that knowledge is all there is. Knowledge is power. That's what we were told. But really the power is in wisdom, and that cannot be read. That can only be lived. Lived through our elders, taught to us. It's all going to get slowed down. You're the 3%, the people that really want to do the work. You're not interested in being a spiritual tourist and just diving in to the experiences and diving out and pretending like you've got something because you did it once. This is the long haul, you all. It's going to take 20, 30, 40, 50 years. You're up for it. I'm up for it. I'll see you next time. Ahey, matakiase.